The royal family can't maintain that no comment issue, can't maintain that facade. And that is going to be cracked and it's going to be chiseled. And I think eventually people will realize that we just don't need them anymore. So I think it is hopefully the beginning of the end.
Now, Professor Kehinde Andrews has then joined us on the line, who's a professor of Black Studies at Birmingham University, who was part of the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Good evening to you, Professor Andrews. I mean, what are your thoughts now since the documentary, with the book now out there, and you've heard so much from Harry since? Where are you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's fascinating that it is so fascinating. I mean, look, everybody likes drama. There's lots of family feuds and things in there, drug taking, but it's actually pretty mundane. And as you've said, this is a guy, he seems relatively like most guys of his own age. And I think what this has shown us, really, what's shown me, is that once you strip off the kind of get behind the narrative, the palace like to push, this is just an ordinary, pretty boring, posh family. And I think the question really is why are we all so fascinated? Why do we spend taxpayers' money for them? And what is the point of the royal family if all they really are is just celebrities like anyone else?
Right.
I mean, this is what they should tell us. This whole thing's banal and kind of a bit crazy.
Yeah, but there you were taking part of the Netflix documentary.
Yeah, but it's because we hold this family in this esteem, right? That they have this place that they really shouldn't have. And we really should be questioning why are they so popular and why are they so esteemed? And even, I mean, Prince Harry, whether or not he accused the palace of racism is kind of irrelevant. Prince Harry knows very little about racism. What him and his wife expressed and what they complained about was very clearly racism, very clearly quite deep institutional racism. So again, this is, you elevate people into these positions, but Prince Harry doesn't have the credentials to say whether it's racism, unconscious bias, or nothing at all.
There were lots of people who were kind of hopeful, people who opposed the monarchy, who were sort of hopeful that maybe Prince Harry could become or would become a sort of Republican poster boy in a way, and would start talking critically about the problems with the monarchy, as you say, the inherent privilege, its ties to colonialism, all of that. He's actually done the opposite and said in interviews that he's very supportive of the monarchy. He wasn't trying to wreck it, and even sort of suggested that maybe he or his children could play some role in it in the future. Do you find that disappointing?
No, I mean, I think anybody who really expected Prince Harry to throw off the monarchy, and let's be honest, he's famous because of the family. If Meghan uses the title Duchess of Sussex after everything, they need the monarchy for their success. So, but again, I think if you actually look at what they've both done, they've raised the issue of racism in the royal family. They've raised the issue of colonialism. In fact, why I'm in that documentary is to specifically talk about empire in the royal family, a conversation we don't have. And I think now this has been the most spectacular. Why do we have the monarchy when you actually look at just this family feud and how ridiculous it is? So I think whether or not he wants to be anti-monarchist, I think his actions have certainly boosted the Republican mission by more than anyone else in that family ever has.
Is maintaining this sort of grasping for relevance and centrality, which cannot last at this sort of pitch for very much longer at all.
But no, I think. Sorry, just continue. I think that one of the issues is this gives a long term for the monarchy. It's so important to control the narrative. The reason everybody loves the Queen is because you don't know anything about the Queen, right? She's very, very well painted, manicured image. But now we're in the age of social media, of Spotify and Netflix. I don't know if you can't do that anymore, right? You're going to have more of these scandals as you go on and on and on. And that's really going to be, I think that's terribly damaging for the monarchy, because then everybody realizes they're just ordinary people, and why are we paying for them?
I was going to ask Professor Andrews if you think this is it then, that the book is the beginning of the end, and that the damage that it has inflicted, or that the whole conversation we're having about it, stripping away the artifice of the monarchy, showing us things that we don't want to know because we want to put them up on a pedestal, exposing a lot of very uncomfortable truths about it. Is that it, or is it recoverable?
Well, I think right now it's making the monarchy relevant. I think actually if you look in the UK, people have really rallied to defend. But I think long term, you just can't, the royal family can't maintain that no comment issue, can't maintain that facade. And that is going to be cracked and it's going to be chiseled. And I think eventually people will realize that we just don't need them anymore. So I think it is hopefully the beginning of the end.